Philadelphia Eagles have won Super Bowl 59. What a game. What a season. What a team.
Another Eagles football season is upon us, and as happens every September at about this time, I get to talk about it with the longtime radio voice of the Birds and a Pro Football Hall of Famer, the great Merrill Reese. Welcome back, Merrill.
Thank you, Jim. Glad to be back.
Well, Merrill, first thing, as much as we as Eagles fans loved the way Super Bowl 59 played out, it didn't have the drama at the end like Super Bowl 52 did. Were you thinking about that as the clock wound down, on that route, how you were going to call the end of the game?
Well, honestly, I was just enjoying it. I mean, I like drama as much as anybody, and I love those games that go to the last possible second. But in a case like this, I was just so happy to see the Eagles annihilate the Kansas City Chiefs that I wasn't looking for any extra drama. And I just said what came to my mind. And I said, what a game, what a season, what a team. This is the greatest team in Eagles modern history. And it was.
Yeah, I agree. Well, regarding last season, how much fun was it watching that new to the Eagles running back, Saquon Barkley? What did he have? 7 runs of 60 yards or more, including the postseason?
Yeah, he was amazing. He was amazing. I was always an admirer of his, even going back to his Penn State days. He's a great back. There's no question about that. And watching him do some of the most incredible things that everybody focuses on, that backward leap. But he did something every game. He was just great. But here's the big thing, Jim. Steve Spagnuolo and the defensive minds of the Kansas City Chiefs said, what we have to do to beat the Eagles is stop Saquon Barkley. And they did limit him. Mm-hmm. And they put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands, and he beat them with his arm. He did, for the most part, and his running. So they showed in that Super Bowl that they were not just a Saquon Barkley-driven team.
Yeah. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year, if they're going to, maybe give Barkley a bit of a break. But the receiving core is great. A.J. Brown banged up a little bit during training camp. We didn't see him or Devontae Smith, of course, in those preseason games. But we did see lots of Jahan Dotson, Darius Cooper, and the guy they acquired in an August trade with Houston, John Mechie. Looks like some good depth among the wide receivers. What do you expect from this core this year?
Well, number one, it's as good a pair when you talk about those two, Smith and A.J. Brown. They're great. But when you talk about the fact that you add Jahan Dotson, he is such an outstanding receiver. Don't forget, he was the number 1 draft choice of the Washington Commanders, and he was one of the all-time great receivers in Penn State history. I loved him then. I love to watch Penn State football, and I loved him then. And I think that this year, where he's had the full training camp, especially without Brown and Smith taking much part in the day-to-day activities, I think he's going to be a big part of it. I think he's going to have a much more significant role this year than he did a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Hey, on our show, we talk often about the fact that the quarterback, despite being the Super Bowl MVP, is still considered by many so-called experts, only the 5th or 6th or 7th best quarterback in the league. And the fact that he's, in their minds, not in the elite tier. How do you assess what Jalen Hurts has brought to this team?
Well, if that's how they assess it, then I don't consider them experts. I think Jalen Hurts is one of the best quarterbacks in football. I think he does it all. He's a great leader. He's a guy who's totally dedicated. He's football all the time. His arm, for some reason, is greatly underestimated. I used to shake my head when people said he had marginal arm strength. He's got a great arm. Doug Peterson called me in the first day he arrived. He said, I want you to watch this kid on the field. He can make every throw. He's one of the best deep passers in all football. I mean, he may not try to knock you over if you're 10 yards away, but if you're 60 yards away, he can hit you in stride. There's nothing he can't do with the football. He is a top 5 quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. And Jalen knows how I feel about him.
Well, speaking of which, Merrill, I saw you on Dan Silio's show several weeks back when you revealed that the quarterback gave you a little gift. I'm going to put a picture of that on the screen in a minute, but tell me about what Jalen did for you.
Well, I was sitting in the press tent one day after practice and after the interviews, and somebody from the equipment room came out with a box. And I opened it up, and lo and behold, there were a brand new pair of the Air Jordan custom Eagles cleats. And as you see, it said to M. Reese, "You saw it when no one else could. Love always, Jalen Hurts." And boy, did that mean a lot to me.
Yeah, that is very, very cool. Hey, let's talk about the defense. Brandon Graham has retired. Several other key guys have departed, via free agency. A lot of people have questions about the secondary still with Slay, CJ, GJ, and some of the depth guys gone. Can Vic Fangio's defense be at least close to what it was last year?
Oh, I think can be just as good, if he, maybe even better. I really do. I think when you add somebody like Jahad Campbell, you just watch him grow and develop. He is he would have been a top 5 or 6 pick, no doubt, if he hadn't had a shoulder injury, which he recovered from before camp even began. He was ready for camp at the very beginning. He is going to be he's going to be a great player. There's no doubt in my mind, and you'll see the way Vic uses him once he starts throwing him in from the outside and points him towards the quarterback. He's going to do some amazing things. There's no doubt that they have a lot of talent there, and Zach Bourne was the big surprise last year. I don't think I don't think Jahad Campbell is going to be a surprise to anybody because he wasn't exactly an unknown. He's a great player, so I think
Yeah.
they're going to be fine. I think Sidney Brown will do fine if he is the starting safety. He hits like a Brian Dawkins. He can tear you apart, and I think that I don't know exactly what they're going to do at the corner, but I would think that it's probably going to be Jackson to start the season.
Gonna be interesting. Merrill, that stunning trade the other day, the Cowboys sending linebacker Micah Parsons to the Packers. What does that mean for the Packers' outlook this year? And what does it mean for Dallas, the Eagles' opponent Thursday night for the near term?
Well, I took a deep breath and I thought to myself, well, the Eagles don't have to worry about Micah Parsons Thursday night. And
Yeah.
then I thought again and I said, but they are going to have to worry about him later in the season.
Yep.
He's one of the greatest defensive players in the game today, and that's a big boost. It's a big loss. I don't care what they have with the 2 first-round draft choices. When you trade somebody like Micah Parsons, who almost fits into the description that we used to have for Lawrence Taylor as one of the great, most impactful defensive players in the game, you've lost a lot. I think Dallas, in giving up on signing him, made a big mistake.
Not sure if this will change as rosters are finalized ahead of the opener, but I read the other day that the Eagles roster is the second youngest in the National Football League, behind only Green Bay's. That's a credit to Howie Roseman, and I would think it sets the Eagles up for, success for several years to come.
Oh, I think it does too. I think Lane Johnson was the only member of the offense who's over 30.
Yeah.
And I think the defense is young too. I mean, you have a couple of guys there who are like Jackson, who are a little bit up there, but they're not old football players. They're at their prime. So it is a young team. And the big thing to remember is Jalen Hurts is just 27 years old. He just turned 27 a couple of weeks ago. And quarterbacks don't even reach their peak, I don't think, till they're about 30. That's when the great quarterbacks. Now, there are guys like Patrick Mahomes who go crazy as soon as they come in. But you look at the great quarterbacks over the years and look at the years that Peyton Manning and Eli Manning had in their 30s. And you look at the way that many of the great quarterbacks unite is over the years going back. But quarterbacks are around for a while and they get wiser and wiser and wiser. Maybe they don't run as well as they did at 22 or 23, and they've taken some pounding, but they see the field better and they make better decisions. So I think the ceiling for Jalen Hurts is amazing. It's way up there, and I think he's going to hit it. I think that 10 years from now or 15 years from now, when all is said and done, we will look back and say he is the greatest quarterback in Eagles history. And there have been some very good ones. I mean, Ron Jaworski was a wonderful quarterback for Dick Vermeil. And Randall Cunningham was probably the most exciting player I've ever seen. And We saw what happened when Nick Foles came in and ended up with a statue made of him because of the famous Philly Philly. I mean, there have been Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb. You look in the Eagles media guide, and all of the quarterback records are owned by Donovan McNabb. So he had a great career here. So I mean, I think he's a borderline Hall of Famer. So, but I think one day the Eagles number one will be number one among all their quarterbacks.
And we're hoping this is the year that streak finally ends, where no NFC East division winner repeats. It's been over 20 years. I think it's going to change this year. Last thing, Merrill, several years ago when we did this, I asked you which visiting stadium was your favorite. And before I could even get the question out, you said Lambeau Field. Well, getting out there to Green Bay has always been a bucket list item for me, and I'm happy to say I'll be there on November 10th. Remind everyone again why Lambeau and that town are so special.
My favorite in terms of the feeling of being at Lambeau Field and you walk in there and you look at the field and you picture Vince Lombardi with the condensation coming out of his mouth, and you hear John Facenda's voice rumbling about the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. In terms of the feeling and the thrill, Lambeau is my favorite.
I got to tell you, this is always fun. And how does it feel now that you can be introduced all the time as a Pro Football Hall of Fame broadcaster?
It feels good. It's nice. But do you know what the greatest feeling is, Jim?
What's that?
To be able to say that I am the voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, because this is the team that I grew up watching as a kid. It's the team that is right here in my heart and always will be. And it has never gotten old. I'm just as nervous on game day as I was 49 years ago. I'm that way before a preseason game. I'm that way before a Super Bowl. So but the greatest thrill is to be able to say that I'm broadcasting Eagles football to the most passionate and most knowledgeable fans in the entire NFL. These people are unbelievably great. I know they boo from time to time. That's just an expression of their passion. But these are the best fans. So to say that I'm the broadcaster of the Eagles, that in itself is enough. And then if you want to add the Hall of Fame in, I won't shy away from it. I'm very, very proud of it.
Folks, this guy's heading into year 49 as the Eagles radio voice.
And I might add, I'm not going anyplace because
all right. I hope not.
I'm here for a while. I'm not. This is a job that I want forever. And next year, God 50th. Willing and everything, will be my 50th. And that doesn't mean it's a goodbye tour, because I'm not. I plan to do it for many years to come.
Love listening to you and Mike. Merrill, thanks again for doing this for, I think it's an 11th straight year we've done this. Always a blast to our viewers, our listeners, and me. Go Birds.
Go Birds.